Good morning. Good Friday morning. Always a good day, a Friday. I'll just refresh my computer. Okay, I'll give people a chance to come on. Hopefully somebody will join me so that I'm not doing this to myself. Although I'm quite happy to talk to myself. I get the right answers then. Yay, I got somebody join me. Excellent. I hope you can hear okay. I'll just make sure actually. Okay. Yay! Hi Denise. Thank you for joining me. If you could just give us a thumbs up if you can hear me okay, or just let me know that you can hear okay. Because I don't want to do all this and then find out that there was no volume. That would be a bit awful. Perfect. Excellent. Thank you. Hi, Andreen. Okay. I wasn't expecting many people to join us because I do know it's Friday and people are at work and people have things to do. So, hi, Anne. Thanks, Anne, for that. That's great. Brilliant. Okay. So, I am going to flip the camera and talk through about my creator cards. It's always good to have a refresh. Obviously, some people will know all about them. Other people may not have seen them before. If you love colouring, they're absolutely perfect for that. Morning, Joe. Thanks for joining us, love. And I'm really sorry I didn't get to join your live last night. Like I said, I did explain to Joe. I had an unexpected visit from Owen and don't see him very often. And so he's going away and we're going away. And so I thought it'd be just nice to catch up. So, morning, Hazel. Excellent. And hi, Bev from Australia. Brilliant. You're watching before heading to... Oh, yes, because you've got the show with Jeanette, haven't you? Wonderful. All right, send her my love and have a lovely time, won't you? Hi, Pam. Right, bear with me. I'm going to flip the camera and just talk a little bit about the creator cards. And then I've got some exciting news as well, which I'm going to save for the end. Yes, let me flip the camera and we'll start chatting. Bear with me. Let me show you the product rather than me. Okay, now I've moved my camera. So I was helping my good friend Marion the other day and I don't know if it's going to be in the right place for me, so I'll just move it up a little bit. So that's, yeah, you can see both packs. I think it'll be fine. And morning to everybody else who's joined us. I'm sorry if I haven't personally said good morning, but thank you. Okay, so these are the creator cards and they come foiled in black and also foiled in beautiful gold. And in each pack, on the back, it shows you the 5 different designs that you get. And there are 20 in a pack, so you get 4 of each. And I've got some fantastic samples to show you from the design team. So bear with me while I just get my little pile ready. Well, it's a big pile actually. Okay, so I'm going to go through like step by step for each of the cards. I do know that some of the stockists have got special offers on them at the moment. And I did pin a list of stockists to my post yesterday. So if you are after any of these, then by all means, click on the links and they will take you to your stockist. But like I say, I do know that some stockists have got really good deals on them. So, no, Andreen, these aren't new. These are going right back. Anyway, so they're foiled and they've got like a textured card. It's smooth on the back, but it has got like it's got a bit of it's like Conqueror laid. That's the only way I can describe it. That's what I remember. But it's got like little bits of texture on it. Now you can colour these with just about anything. Whether it's, this one was done with ink pads, I believe. But you can use water-based markers, so any of your pens, Caring markers, you could use clean colour, you can use ink pads and a water brush, you can use inks on them, you can use coloured pencils, just about anything. And you don't have to have the words that are on there. So on this one, I have cut it open and then I've stamped my own message inside. So I noticed yesterday that Wendy had said that she, what a shame you didn't bring any Christmas ones out. Well, I'm going to make all Christmas cards with them. So I just wanted to show that it doesn't matter that it says especially for you or happy birthday or whatever. You can turn them into Christmas cards really easily. So that's what I'm going to share today. So I've got 3. I think I'm going to make 3 cards. They're really quick and easy to do. I absolutely, if you love colouring, I mean, this has got lots of sparkle on it as well. I think this was done with clean colour pens. And I layered it up onto a bit of craft card and I followed the wiggly lines because I hand drew them. They have got like wiggly line. They've got straight lines because they've been guillotined, but they have got wiggly lines. So that's what I've done. I've cut that and followed through with that design. Now, some of these, I don't know who made them. I think Hazel made this one. And I think this might be Victorian velvet. I'm not sure, but it's done with, it's either Philippa or Hazel, but they've die cut, used a butterfly die to die cut the sentiment out. So it's still only using one, but just cut into the actual design, beautifully coloured, and it's been layered up onto mirror card. It just looks lovely, absolutely stunning. This one is by Jo, and this is using Prisma colour pencils on it. How beautiful does that colouring look? I really do think I'm going to buy myself some Prisma colours. Every time I see it, it's like, what did you colour that with? And it's always Prisma colours. I mean, look at the shading on that. Isn't it beautiful? Stunning. And I know I made this one because I sat there and cut all the back of it out. But, and I'm not very good with a knife, but I really did enjoy doing it. But yeah, absolutely just trimmed all the bits away. So you've got that, it just like you can see through. It's lovely. Absolutely, you need to get the washing out pan. And you can always watch on catch up, so it doesn't matter. Again, this one is Jo, and this is blended with distressed inks, and then she's used the sweet pea. This is beautiful, done on gold foil. But so she's changed the sentiment there again as well. So you don't have to have, she's literally just put a strip across the especially for you. So you can change, don't know if any more were done. No, right. So you can change the sentiment. You don't have to have exactly what it says on the tin. Okay, so then next up, I love this one. This was one of my favourite stamps, actually. Lots of them are old stamp designs. So you may well have the stamps, but as they went out of stock, then we use them for this. So this says, happy birthday, have a wonderful day. So this one was done by Marion, and it's got bits of sparkles, the Wow Sparkles glitter on it. So bit of glue pen and then putting the sparkles down over the top, and those beautiful teal colours, which are so Marion. Then this one must be Philippa's, and it is. Philippa's done inky splats and then put lots of water on and then just let it dribble down, so that this is where you've got the runs. And the runs, that sounds terrible. How you've got the inky bits running. Sorry. And then she's put the stitched banner over the top. So again, she's made this into a thank you card. Doesn't have to be a birthday card. I absolutely loved this when I did this one. I actually turned it into an easel card. But this has got faded jeans, chip sapphire. No, that's not chip sapphire. That is blueprint sketch. So I think it's Chip Sapphire, Blueprint Sketch, and then Tumbled Glass. I just love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you for all the lovely comments. The design team are just amazing. So this one is by Jo, and Jo has completely cut the middle piece out, and she's replaced it with the die cut Happy. And these have got sparkly embossing powders on there. Absolutely beautiful. But how lovely is that? Now, you wouldn't know it was from this. So you can get really creative with them. You don't have to use them as they come out of the packet. Oh, how lovely, Jean. It is a beautiful day today, actually. It is really lovely out there. Okay, so next up is the roses. And this says, hoping your day blooms with happiness. And then Philippa made this one, I believe. Yes. And I love how she's coloured it. So she's got really soft blended colours, and I would think that these were done, I don't know, with, it might even be with paints. But how lovely. She's added the happy birthday banner, and she's also used one of the vertical sentiments on them as well. So absolutely gorgeous. And then this one Jo did, and this is the clean colour pens. So Jo's put little bits of colour down and then spritzed it with water so that the colours bleed and blend in together. How pretty does that look? Absolutely beautiful. And then I believe I made this one. So I've used two to do this. It was either me or Hazel. It might have been Hazel, actually. No, I think it is me. But I coloured the roses in, and I used my rectangle layering dies to cut the centre out, and then I've coloured the opposite piece inside. So I did use two to do this, but when you're getting 20, and they are on offer at some of the stockists, so do check that out. And then we have the lovely tag that's got the birthday in the background, which, okay, this one is harder to change into something that isn't a birthday card, but I'm going to do that this morning just to prove Wendy wrong about not having any Christmas ones. So I'm going to show her how you can make this into a Christmas card. This is a beautiful one. This is from Jo. Lovely soft ink blending around the edge, little splatters of ink. I might have to copy that. Lovely splatters of ink on her tag. And then she has used a second flower. Now what she's done is she's gone round with an embossing pen, and she has actually heat embossed around the edge. This was a black foiled one, so it has got a little bit of silver heat embossing on it, which looks rather lovely. Then this one is from Philippa. Beautiful bright colours. I love all this. Look at this lovely inky background. How different does it look? Layered up again using my rectangle dies with the scallop behind it. Just absolutely beautiful. And this is one I did where I just cut around the edge of the petals. So I have lifted them up and curled them up, but it is only one. There is a hole underneath, you'll see. But I only lifted up, I left one petal down and I lifted, so I cut around with a craft knife, curled them slightly, and then added a bit of dimension to it. So that is the tag one. And then last up is May Your Day Be as Special as You Are. And again, the lovely floral border, which I love, and then little sequins. So this one, I left the wording as it is, but I cut it open and I put a piece of acetate inside my card, so I could just make it a little bit larger and just draw your attention to the actual sentiment on the card. This one, this one Jo made, and I love how she's cut this. So she's used either side, but she's cut the message out and then put it on as a tag and made it into a gatefold card. So again, how clever. So by turning it on its side, she's still using the sentiment, but it looks lovely. Oh, Wendy, have fun with him, won't you? Definitely. And I mean, how beautiful is this? Was this Jo? Yeah, this is coloured with Distress ink. So she's done some very, very soft blending, and then she's gone round with a water brush and distressed ink in the coffee colour. How lovely does that look? It's beautiful. And then for something totally different, so I cut away my centre and added my own sentiment, and I cut round just the floral design, but then put it onto craft. And I just thought the colouring on the craft just really made that pop. Thought it was absolutely beautiful. And then lastly, this is another one that I did. I just coloured as it was, but layered it up onto another piece of card and used the same colours from the pens that I coloured my flowers with, but just used that around the edge and then blended it together just with a wet paintbrush. And then I have a few cards that are, let me move those out of the way. Oh, so the few cards, so I've got a couple of cards where the design team, so Philippa made this one, so she's used it with some stamps, but she's also used the floral one, so she's used this one, but she's cut the tag from the other one, let me get from this one, and cut this as a pocket so she could tuck that inside. How clever is that? So she's got this one as the base and slit the top so it formed a pocket, and then tucked her tag in from the other one. So you can get as creative as you like with them. You really can. Yeah, I like the hot colours with the craft, I have to say. And then I made a Z-fold card where I put the floral sprig, I think that was called, with the tag one inside. And I absolutely love that. I just think the colours are beautiful, all done with pens and a little bit of water. So pens and a water brush. And then lastly, I think Hazel made this one. Hazel's used, and this is very clever actually. Let me show you. Let me find the ones. Where have they gone? It isn't that one. So Hazel has used two of this one. So she's die cut this from the scallop circle to get the centre one, and then she's put one of these down either side of her card, and then she's added the word mum. What a lovely Mother's Day card. Oh, sorry, it's not a Mother's Day card, is it? It's a birthday card, sorry. But how lovely, just this bit down the edge, and then she die cut the centrepiece in a circle. So again, using two for one card, but when they're on sale like they are, well, there's some good deals out there, you can be a bit more generous and use more than one to make a card. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what I'm going to make. So I wanted to prove Wendy wrong that you could make Christmas cards out of them. So first up, I'm going to use the Floral Garden, but do them in pinks and reds, and then put my Joy wording on, which the dies, so these are from my Christmas profile dies. So we've got the Joy, the Merry and Christmas, all comes in a set. And so these are still available as well. So, and I just love that Joy. And then I thought I would, so this is an ink blending one. And then I wanted to do an ink blended one, but I've also splattered with some eyes ink splats as well, and opened my card up. So I took away the wording and added the Joy to the middle. And then I've also made this one with the floral border, but again I've opened it up, put it on a 5x7 card, and then used the Merry Christmas. But so I think I'll do this one, and then I want to do, I had this thing, I wanted to do some paper weaving, and I just thought, how lovely is that going to look? And then I thought we could put the tag on it, but I'm going to cut the Joy out and hide my words and make it into a Christmas card. So I'm going to do that one as well. So I've partly made this one, and then I thought, no, I'm going to stop and show you what I did, because I just think that just looks lovely. What a lovely background, but doesn't take away from what's on the card. So that's one of them that we're going to do. So we'll do those three. Okay, so we'll start with this one. And I did do a different version because I quite fancied like purple, pink and blue. So I did do that version as well. And I can't make up my mind. I think I'll go with the red version. But it does look nice in different colours as well. So I need my garden one. So it's this one that I'm going to use. And I've already cut a piece of card to size. And this is Hazel's mixed media card, and it is absolutely perfect colour with the foilables because they aren't white. I want to show that. Let me just put this on the back here. They aren't white. They are an off-white, creamy sort of colour. So I just think on Hazel's mixed media card, they are just perfect. Hi, Francoise, and hi, Neil. How lovely to have your company. Oh, thank you. Okay, so this is a 10.5 score line. And so I just cut a piece of A4 card in half and then scored it to make my card blank. And then I'm going to show you a little trick for how to cover this up. So how I covered mine up, but by cutting the piece of card so it mirrors the wonky edges. So bear with me. Oh, I'm going to show you one more as well, but I shouldn't really. Okay, I've got one more hiding. I'm going to show you. So I wanted to turn. Let me get the plain one first. Where's it gone? I had it just a moment ago. Okay, so put them in there. So I wanted to turn this one into a Christmas card because I thought Christmas roses, yeah, that would look lovely. So I'm going to show you something, but you have to forget the sentiment until till the first week of October, okay? But so how lovely does that look? And just don't concentrate on the sentiment too much because you've just got to wait a week into October, okay? But how lovely does that look? And look at the foiling on them. They're so lovely. But this could equally have happy birthday in there. Well, it does come with, I hope your day's blooming with happiness. So that was another Christmas idea. But I'm hiding that one now. Right, okay. So I have a red, a pink and a softer pink. And I have, now I don't know what I've done with my red ink pads. I've got picked raspberry, I've got Kitsch Flamingo for the pink light, and for the red I cannot find my festive berries anywhere. I do not know what I've done with it. So I made my dark red by a bit of lumberjack plaid and barn door, because when I did just, I'm going to move these out of the way, when I did just lumberjack plaid, it's actually quite an orangey red, and I want, or maybe it's barn door that's orangey, and I wanted it to be deeper. So I did find, I'm just blending, and I'm going to go straight over the words because I'm going to cover them up. And then I wanted to have a little bit of red in the top as well, because I want to be able to blend into the pink. So then I did introduce a little bit of barn door. And I just felt like it gave me such a nice Christmassy red then. And you can just go straight over the top of the foiling. It's a bit like embossing. It acts as a resist. And then what I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to treat myself, oh, maybe not, no. Right, so then with your cloth, once you've done it, and you should wait till you've done it all, but you just wipe over the top, and any of the ink that is sticking or is on top of the foil will come off, and it will still be lovely and shiny. Okay, so you don't lose any of your foiling by going straight over the top, even though we're using distressed oxide, which has got the pigment in it, which you could be, you know, you could think it would spoil the foiling or dull it even. That's probably a good word, to dull the foiling, but it doesn't. So it blends, the red blends beautifully into the pink. And then I just wanted a bit of a paler pink. I do need to turn this round because of being left-handed. And I'm just going to come in softly because I wanted it to tail away to be that softer pink. So just a bit around the edges. Make sure the blend is really nice between the two pinks. And that's how easy it is. So easy. Now with the Merry Christmas, we could just cut the profile dies so that we can put you know, like the intricate dies over the top, and then we don't even need to cover that bit up. Should we do that this time so I've got something different? Because you can see, I'll show you the trick of how to do that, but we'll make it different because it is nice to have some different ideas. Okay, so again, you would just buff this up, just if there's any ink on there to get rid of. Okay, so Marion, I'm glad you didn't see it either, so that you didn't get any ideas. You might get excited. I think you do need to get excited though, but you need to hold that excitement just until the first week of October. So I'm sorry, I shouldn't tease you really. Okay, so I'm cutting around the edge so that I'm following. I'm leaving a little bit of a border, but I'm cutting so that I follow those wobbly lines. Okay, and then I'm just going to take little nicks out of the bottom edges because I do like to keep the border about the same. And you do have a bit more of a border on the side than you do on the edges, on the top and bottom. Okay, so following this up. All the way up to the top. But it just adds a little bit of interest as well by cutting it to the same shape as the wobbly lines. You don't have to, you can layer it up. As you've seen from the samples, it looks lovely layered onto foiled card. You could put some craft behind it. You could use one of your ink pads and just make sure you've got that colour. Okay, so now I need a thin strip. Oh, look at that. How handy. So I have a thin strip of the same, what's it called? Mixed media card. And I'm lining up with the gold line across here. And I want to cut it down to be inside the gold line. So I need to mark where the other gold line comes to. And I don't need all of that. I only need about half. So then I can trim my piece of card so it's the right size to start with, which I will just do. Okay, get rid of that. Don't let me forget to tell you the exciting bit, okay? Right, then what I found was if I put this piece of card underneath and line it up, if I then draw around that edge and trim that side, so now I've got the bit that mirrors that side, and now I'm going to mark where this needs to come to, and then I'm going to put it on the underneath and in the right place again, line up my line, and then I'm going to draw around that side. So now I know what shape that side needs to be, but I've also got it cut to the right size so that when I put this down on there, it covers it up properly. So that's a nice little tip, just to see how to cut the edges. Okay, but this time I'm going to cut the Merry and Christmas, and I think I'll cut it out of the cream. That should, oof, look at that, just about. Right. Okay, so I'm going to use, so that I don't have to go away, my little sidekick. And I have to use a shim now because my plates are a little bit getting tired. So I'm going to put a piece of cream card down and my Christmas. And then by using that shim of card, it's just enough to cut through. It's not too bad with the outline of the dies, but with the thin die, it does need that extra piece of card. So we've done Christmas. Let's do Merry. Oh, it won't fit on there. Have I got another bit of card? Yep. Okay, let's just cut that down because that's too big to go through. Okay, so now we've got our Merry. And we'll put that all through. Oh, enjoy your visitors, Wendy, and enjoy catching up. Okay, no worries if anybody's late. Nobody's late. You can always go back and watch from the beginning. Okay, so now I'm going to cut my Merry and my Christmas, and I have some, I've got some red glitter card. Now, I don't ever throw anything away. I'm very tight like that, especially with glitter card. So will that fit? Oh, look at that. Merry will fit on there. Right. But it's just really good because you can use up all those little bits. Don't worry about that. That'll go through, get chewed up, but it doesn't matter. So this is when I do really need my shim. And before I take it off, I do just check that I can see that it has cut all the way through, because if it hasn't, you can just run it through again. But this is going to come off fine. Right, okay, so we can take the Merry off, give it a little wiggle because it will come out. It's so fine, but it will come if you give it that little wiggle. It will pop out for you. Let's just see up here. Okay, come on. Whoops. Right, let's get rid of that bit and that bit. And then it's just caught on the, there we go. And you don't want to tug it out, you want to work it out. So that's the Merry. I think I can get rid of that now. But I think I should be able to get my Christmas out of that bit. So let me just chop, because I might get another Christmas out of that bit then. Okay, and it's always good to put this on at an angle so that it's not going through straight. I don't think it moved. I think it's all right. And if it isn't, I've got another piece of red glitter card. Right, we are okay. All right. So again, I didn't check, did I? Yes, it has cut. Right, so take the Christmas off. And then I just give this a wiggle. As soon as you start to get some of the letters out, let's get rid of that bit then. That does make it easier. And then don't throw, your eye will be in the piece of glitter card. So don't throw that bit away. Come on. I think maybe I could have done with going back again. You have to remember as well that glitter card is thicker than normal card. So I should probably have just run it through. I should have gone backwards as well. Right, I'm just going to pull. There we go. Right, so I've got my Christmas now. So I'll keep that bit. That bit I'm going to keep. That bit I'm going to throw away. And I'm going to move this out of the way because I've got my wording that I need now. So pop the piece out from the Y and the I, the E rather. Come on. You know you want to come out. There we go. Okay, so how I find it easiest to do my glue now, you can either put it on the back of your hand, or I put some glue out on a piece of card and then I touch my sentiment down in that glue. Yeah, you can use, and I used it the other day actually, I put a little bit of vellum between. I watch Marion put parchment, baking parchment, and I didn't have any upstairs because it's downstairs in the kitchen. So instead of going down and getting some, I used some vellum, which was fine, absolutely fine. But Neil's right. He's then awkward trying to get the vellum out. Okay, so now I'm going to put my Mary on and layer that up on top. Just line everything up. That's all nicely done. And where we've just touched down on the glue, it just has enough to make, you know, like it's not over glued, because that's the trouble. When you've got something really fine like this, it's very difficult to glue the back of the letters because you just put too much on there. Oops. Right, let's hold this and then let's get the middle of the A out and that little bottom of the S. That's that one. Oh, and there's one above. There we go. So again, just into the glue. Just tap it down, and I'll remember the eye as well in a minute. And then, I mean, you'll be amazed at how little glue, you get more on your fingers, but at how little glue you need to stick your sentiments down. Make sure we get nice. And because it's so fine, obviously, you can manipulate it back into the right shape so it reflects your word nicely. Okay, and then what I do is I very gently squeeze as little as possible out, and then where's the eye? Right, I've got the eye. If I can find it, hang on, it's over there. So hard to see in the glitter card. There we go. Right, I've got it out. Okay, so I like to get it the glitter side up, then I pop my pokey tool in it and pop it down into the glue, and then just dab off any excess glue, and then it reveals your eye for you. Would a sticky sheet cut out and help? Yes, it would. You could, if you've got, especially if you've got Stick It, which is really fine adhesive, which is perfect. It's what it was made for, actually. And I've probably got some in the cupboard. I just would need to find it. But yes, you could definitely do that, Jax. That would help enormously. So I'm going to put my Christmas down and make sure I cover up the wording underneath, which it's covered it perfectly. Look at that. No one would ever know it says enjoy your day on it. So it's all covered beautifully. And then with my Mary, I could put it. Oh, shall we put it on the card first? Let me put this onto my card. Now, I am going to put it on with a bit of cardboard. I do like to raise things up. And I've got some really... Whoops, sorry. I have some really nice... This is really lovely cardboard. I don't know if it was a pizza box or not. And I know it's about 9... I ought to check. So make sure, yeah, that's about right. So it's about 8.5. and that'll be too long. So let's make sure, cut it about right. Let's trim that off. Okay. So I'm going to put this on the back of my card first of all. And I just love how solid, and it just gives it so much stability when you use a bit of cardboard. The whole feel of your card is different. It's lovely. I'm so glad that Philippa and Brian persuaded, well, I don't know, yeah, just made me not use foam pads anymore. But I love the effect that it gives to my cards as well. When I actually take a card out and it hasn't got cardboard underneath, it just feels so different. Okay, so now I was wondering if I can overhang it. Look at that. Okay, so I just need a nice little piece of cardboard just to put behind my Mary. Let's pop that down. Oh, did I cut it narrow enough? Don't want to be able to see it. Just about. I think we can get away with that. So, and then I will put glue on here, and then we can tuck the Y in, and then we'll have the overhang. There we go. So you could add some glosses if you wanted to. You could glitter up the middles of, actually that would look quite nice, wouldn't it? Let's have a look. I'm very, very low on glitter glue. I need to get some more, and every time I order I forget it. I'm just going to do the centres of those two, I think. Can't see that one now, so that's okay. Be aware that it will make your, or it can make your distress inks bleed. So do be aware of that. And this is gone very thick. It's got such a little bit left in the bottle. Okay, so we have a Merry Christmas, we have a Joy, and then we have the alternative one of the pink, purple and bluey colour. So this one I used Dusty Concord, Kitsch Flamingo and Tumbled Glass. But just 3 different ideas, really quick and easy. So let me move these out of the way, pop them on there, and then the next one, we'll do this one next. Let's move the bits out of the way, don't want those anymore. Try and be tidy as I go. Okay, so these ones were done with my clean colour pens, and this one is the one that says may your day be as special as you are. So I'm going to colour this. I have a water brush and I have my red pen. Now when you colour with the clean colour and you want them to move, it is a case of doing a petal at a time so that you can get your colours to bleed and move around on the card. And that really applies to whatever card you're doing on. It's not because it's on the creator cards. So literally a bit of felt tip pen and then move your colour. So I literally just put it down where the little lines are in each of my petals. I can go back in and I can add more colour if I want it to be deeper. It's entirely up to you. No worries, Alison. Have a lovely day. Thank you for joining us as well. So I know people have got other things to do, but I just thought I wanted to share just how lovely these are to work with. And like I said, because I know that some people have got some deals on as well. So if you do want to treat yourself on the previous post that I said about doing the live, I did put the links up of everybody who's got them in stock. But you will need to have a look for some deals. I did see that somebody had posted that somebody had got, I think it was Pam posted that Hazel and Paula got an offer on. But yeah, go take a look. Because I don't think it's just Hazel and Paul. I think, I know that, I think Wow were going to have something. I did spot somebody else last night and I can't remember who it was now. But yeah, go take a look. But I did put all the links on so it was nice and easy. So you could pick who you usually use as your stockist. And yeah, go stock up. Treat yourself. This is a really nice, especially if you like colouring. Like I can sit there and colour these in the evening. Get lots of them done. Especially like we've got to get in Christmas mode at some stage, haven't we? I feel very late to the party this year, but we are getting there. We are getting there. We are going to have some Christmas. So there will be a few bits coming. There's not going to be a lot, but there will be a few bits. With the lilac, I've just put this down in the centre, gone round, and just whatever will move, because it's really, I wanted it in the middle of the flower, the colour. What else have I got? Let's have this. So put a little bit of this purple and see what we can pull out. Some of the colours pull out differently to others, and you do get to know which ones pull quite nicely. And so that there is one purple that won't move at all, but this one is a good one that moves. It's really strange how some of them, even on like just regular card, just I can't get the colours to move at all. Okay, so then I did pink for the flower. I was trying to keep it all reds and, oh, it wasn't this pink, but never mind. Let's see what we can do. I think my brush is getting a bit dry as well. That's better. Yeah, I was trying to keep it into being reds and pinks again, because I wanted it obviously to have that Christmas feel to it. So we'll do those little ones. But yeah, I love colouring. And like I say, I can sit and do some of these in the evening. And I could, if I knew that I wanted them all to be Christmas cards, I would just, if you colour them just with those colours, you know, it almost dictates, it tells the story that it's a Christmas card before you've even seen the sentiment on it. And the sentiments are easy to take out, to add over the top of like we've done this morning, or to trim them away. Oh, lucky you too. Right, what else do I need? I need oh, there's a different pink. Let's have this one. I didn't even know there was a new iPhone out. That's how out of touch I am. I'm hopeless. Okay, so next I'm going to add some green. So I've got my appley green that I like to use, and I'm going to go down the middle and at the base, and I'm going to pull that colour away first of all. Be careful not to go into the pink, because it will pick up the pink if you go in there with your water brush. So I am just pulling the colour out. I can come back in and add a bit more if I want to. I can make it deeper if I want to. Don't forget as well that you can go over the colour with a softer, a paler colour, and that will draw the colour out as well. So I'll show you that in a second. So I'll show you it now. Look, right, so I've done the green there, and then I can come in with a much paler green, and I can go over the top, and that will blend in with that green as well. So if we put a little bit down at the base, like around where the line is. And then we can take our paler colour and just colour all over the top, and that will blend that colour in. Right, then we need colour on these ones, so I'm just going to do those literally with the pen. I need to come back in and fill in excuse me, the flowers, and then again down the centre at the base, and we'll pull that colour out to start with, so I get a nice pale background, and then I can come in and I can add down the centre and in the sides, and then again just blend over the top. Just looks lovely. I love pens, and I love the pencils, but I think I might actually have some Prismacolors maybe for Christmas as a prezi, because I do love my colouring. I do love pencils so much, but I do like watercolour pencils actually. Oh no, need a bit of colour first before I go in with the wet brush. So just colouring those end pieces and these little pieces here. And then I wanted to go around and blend the edge as well. So I need to do the yellow for the middles. My flowers, I'm going to put a little bit yellow in that one. Don't mind if it picks up a bit of the pink. And then I had little bits of colour on here that I needed to do. And where else? Oh, and there. Perfect. Okay, so then I'm going to go back and I'm going to have the red. So make sure my pen is clean. I expect it was an expensive hour, Neil. It'd be fun though, won't it? It is always nice getting a new phone. Okay, so I colour all the way in and I do one line at a time, and I'm going to blend the colour out first. So I'm just using the wet brush and I'm going to go all the way along because I'm going to cut around this one as well. So that takes away most of the colour that is in it. And then I'm going to brush just a little bit the other way, following the wiggly line, but just bleeding that out a little bit. So I don't mind if it's softer on the inside than it is on the outside. So I always push the colour away first of all, just in case it's quite strong, and then just soften it a little bit. And if you want to soften it again, if you just wipe your brush, you don't have to do it on your hand, you can do it on a cloth. Make sure you've got the water coming through and just go over the top of it. It's just going to soften that again. So it'll take away a bit of the harsh lines. It just makes it bleed and just appear a little bit softer. So let me just bring that up and show you. So can you see it just softens that edge a little bit? Okay, so did I soften that edge? I think so. So then we'll come down. I do try and do this, like, take your time, because the lines are quite fine, some of them. And we've got to do the middle line yet as well, because we're going to take that, going to chop the sentiment out. So wipe off the excess colour again, not necessarily on your hand. And then just bleed this bit of colour out. Take it off again, and then just come back over and just soften that colour up. And then we'll just work our way all the way around till we've done all of the outside edges, and then we just need to do the inside bits as well. So soften this off and then come back again. It just takes away that harsh line. It is really clever. Just a little bit of water makes a big difference. Okay, so let's do this half. All right, sorry, Neil. I've just discovered Capture can suggest colour schemes if it knows what you use and had a particular success. Oh, that sounds interesting. Where am I going on my... Oh, well, we are going... And I'm not that I'm counting down the days or anything. But yesterday we actually got our luggage tickets, our luggage labels. So it's like, oh my goodness, it's 30 days. So on the 12th of October, we are going to Portugal and the Grand Canaries on a cruise with my cousin and her husband, like we did the fjords. And yeah, can't wait. Really looking forward to it. And just decided to go there. Not that I had any particular... I wanted to do the Greek islands. But the dates weren't right for us. So, and we wanted to go somewhere where we knew we'd get a bit of sunshine. Because the fjords was lovely. And I really did enjoy it. Loved it. But I'd like to do... For me, a holiday's warm weather and sunshine. So it was a bit... different being cold for a holiday, but it was still lovely. Oh, honestly, I can't tell you enough. My son went first of all, and I thought I would hate it. So we did a 7-day cruise just to find out if we liked it or not. And it's amazing. The ships are amazing. And the food was... everything, and the staff, wow. I don't know who, or I don't know how they make them. They're just so good. Nothing is too much trouble for them. They can't do enough for you. They are so lovely, the staff. Okay, so I kept my piece of card because I wanted to show you, because I always just do it and then I think it's not fair because not everybody knows how to do it. So I want to cut this to be... Oh, that one's in the... Oh, okay. I don't know if I can move this up enough so you can see it. I don't know if you can. Right, I'm putting it on my mat at the bottom. No, it's not quite in shot, is it? Right, hold on, and I'll just try and bring my camera down a little bit. Okay. So I have to mark 18. No, 24. Ugh. 24 by 18 by 18. Okay. So let's cut the 24 bit first. So I'm cutting that down, putting it in my machine, cutting that at 24, and then 18 by 24. That's right. Why can't I get that in there then? Okay, well, so I can fit it in my little guillotine, I'm going to score it first and then I'll trim it down. I don't remember doing it last time. Never mind, we'll do this. So I'm going to score at 12. And because my guillotine is only little, and it won't allow me to cut 18 centimetres that way. I don't remember doing it this way last time. Maybe I've done some, I don't know. But it's 18 by 24. There we go. So I always put... Yeah, that's how I want to do it. I want the score piece here so that it pushes against it as it cuts, then it won't move. Okay, so I now have a 12 by 24 card for which I can put this and this on there. In fact, I might use a bit of cardboard. And then I'm going to... don't need masses. And then I am going to cut my Merry Christmas. Will that fit in? Yeah, that'll fit. Right, okay, bear with me a minute. And let's move this back down a minute. And make sure when it comes back on. So we're virtually straight. Okay. Yes, I do remember Twinkling H2Os, Helena. I do. They're beautiful and they would be perfect to use. Okay, so another piece of cardboard, and I'm going to place that up there a little bit just to give it a bit more stability. I could have cut a piece that went all over, but it's good to use the scraps up as well. Although I do use them a lot for my sentiments. Okay, so I'm watching for my border down the sides and along the bottom to make sure that's even. And then we'll do the same with the top. When you do use cardboard, make sure that you have enough of the same cardboard. Because if you start mixing cardboards, it's not going to be the same thickness and things like that, and so that does matter. So by using that little scrap, that'd be fine, because if I introduced a different cardboard, it would be a different height. What are Twinkling H2Os? They are like mica and paint mixed together, and they're usually in solid pans, so you add water to them to make them to make them a fluid so that you can paint with them. Right, so let's cut. I've got a Merry and a Christmas, and I haven't got any more. I'm not sure that this is green enough. I think that's a bit too green. What about green sparkly? We could do green sparkly. Right, so I'm just going to cut a Merry Christmas. In fact, we didn't do the joy, did we? I'm going to do the joy for the next one though, so that's fine, because I want to show you the joy, because I love the joy. I love the Merry Christmas, but I do love the joy. Okay, so can we go across there? Yeah. Might get Merry piece out of there. Okay, so I've got my shim underneath. I've got my Christmas. Let's make sure it didn't move. Nope. And let's go through. And then what a good thing to do is turn it around, and then it's going to be cutting through at a different place in your on the rollers, and so that will help to cut through. So let's just take it out and check, and I can see that that's all cut through okay. So let's quickly do Merry. No, Merry won't fit on there. Merry will fit there. Okay, so again, put it through at an angle rather than going through straight. If you're trying to go through straight, it's trying to hit like a sleeping policeman. It's like if it goes through and like it jumps over it. So if you put it through at an angle, need to put that through again, it's more likely to cut better, because it's only trying to hit one part of the die and not all of it in one go. Right, let's go back again. And like I say, sometimes it's good just to flick it around and cut it the other way, because that way the roller's in a different place that are cutting it. And I'm sorry, because you're probably bouncing around, I've just realised. Right, let's get that out of the way. I'm sure the Merry will pop out now. So good to get the actual die off. Get your word out. So let's... Oh, fell out. Perfect. See what difference it makes just putting it through a couple of times. Just pop the bit out of the middle of the E. Okay, and I noticed I've had my glue on something that it's stuck to, but never mind. Right, let's get the Christmas off. I bet the Christmas isn't going to pop out like the Merry, is it? I should maybe have left it on and gone through again. Okay, so let's get rid of that bit of card. I get my big letters out. Sometimes it's easier to do it from the back because you can see you're not, obviously the glitter card is making it hard to look at. There we go. Right, so don't throw that away because I've got my eye. And then just get rid of the centre of the A. Okay. Oh, bless you. Yes, it does. As they dry, you're absolutely right to say that, though, Caroline. They do dry. As they dry, they get more sparkly. Yep, definitely. Okay, so let's put our Merry on here. So let's put some glue down because I do find this is the easiest way. So I put a little puddle, make sure there's a nice lot of glue on there. I'm going to put Christmas down first. So just touch, especially the tails, because it is the tail bits that you want to make sure are going to touch down. Okay, so let's put our Christmas. Oh, I need to stand up and be overhead of the camera. And you can make sure that you're getting a nice shape. The other thing you can do as well is you can put your die back down and then line it all up so that it's come in perfectly in the right shape. Because obviously they are nice and thin. And if they're nice and thin, then they're going to manipulate easily and change shape. So I'm going to have my Merry up there. But you can't have both. You can't have them be lovely and thin and it not to want to go out of shape a little bit. But with a little bit of teasing, it'll go back in. And then a little dot above the eye and my pokey tool. And let's get the eye out of the card. So there's the eye. Now I need to get it down on my mat, the green side up. Okay, so it's this little bit of card here. Sometimes, oh no. Oh, I don't know where it's gone now. Oh no. Oh, there it is. Come on, just flip over. There we go. Right. So if you've got one of those sticky, oh, look at that. Quick. Pop it down. I don't mind. As long as it gets in the glue, I can lift the glue up around it with my finger and it takes it off. Right. Perfect. Let's put my lid on. So we have... I quite like that in green, actually. It looks really nice. And it's different to the other one. I do like to have different ideas. Okay, so you could add some glosses if you wanted to. You could add some sparkle. But I'm going to leave it as it is for the time being. And I'm going to move on to my last card. So are we all right for time as well? Oh, not too bad. Okay, so what I did... was I cut lots of strips of 1 centimetre card. Again, it's from the mixed media, no, the media artist card. Hazel's mixed media card, I think that's what it's called. And I wove the top row first of all, and then I glued it to my card. So it's onto a backing sheet. And then I've woven my bits of card, push them in, push them up, and then the last one I've stuck down the last of my edges, and I've also stuck down the edges here. So now what I need to do is I need to trim this back to the size of my piece of card. So I can just trim all those pieces off and then do the same with that one, and the same with this one. Okay, and then we have a lovely piece of woven card ready to be decorated or to be used as a background. I just thought it was so lovely. How lovely would that look for a wedding card? Or I just wanted it to be, have a bit of a texture, a bit of a background, without taking away from what's going to be on the front. So did I cut it down in size? Oh, look, I did. I cut it down before I made it. How clever was that? So now I've got a piece of A5, which I'm going to score at 10.5. And hopefully it should fit on and leave a nice little border around the edge. So let's see. So if I put that, oh, look at that, it's going to fit perfectly. Nice little border all the way around. Lovely. So I don't want to add cardboard to this because I've got 2 layers of card plus the layer it's onto, and then it's onto the front of my card. So I'm going to just stick this down. Now I cut this down before I wove the bits of paper on it. Before I started doing that, I cut it down so I would have a little bit of a border around the edge of my card. And all I'm going to say is you could probably be a bit more generous when you cut it down. And I'm actually going to turn it over. You could be a little bit more generous because obviously when you start weaving, I haven't got a really huge border. I would like a little bit bigger border, but that's fine. It does have a border, so I'm happy. Okay, so that is just going to be my background, which I have to say I love. Wouldn't that look lovely? What about my hand-picked bouquet just on the top? It almost looks like a basket. I mean, you could add colours to this. You could ink blend on it. All sorts. So I'm just going to colour my tag. And so I'm going to colour my flower, and I'm going to do it red. I need my water brush. So I'm going to put my colour, and I'm going to do 1 petal at a time because obviously these petals are quite a big size as well. So just move that ink around first of all. Don't mind if my petals get paler towards the end. And I will come back in and just keep adding a bit more colour. That's nicer. I really think sometimes my brush does not flow very well. Right, so, and to move it around on the card, you obviously do need the water. That's what's moving your ink. It'll probably flood now, won't it? Because I've said that. Okay, so I'll come back in, add a bit more. And I always add at the base, like around the stamens, the decoration that's on there. Always start with that first of all, and then I can, if I want to end up adding more colour, I can. But by starting at that base and then drag the colour out, and I always go up to a certain place and then try and push past that with a bit more water. It's really dry. So get the colour up to a certain place and then just move it again a little bit. So we'll add a little bit more in. And I think I've picked up the red that doesn't move quite as well as the other red. It's a slightly deeper colour as well. I find it fascinating that some colours will bleed beautifully and blend lovely, and some colours not so much. I can't get over how dry this brush is. It has got water in the brush. I did just wonder if that might be why there wasn't any water coming out. Do you know what? I'm actually going to change brushes. Oh, this one hasn't got much water. Okay, let's see what we can do. Yeah, see, that's moved. That just, the difference in the moving. Wow. Just moves so much because there's so much more water. Okay, so we'll have a little bit down here. And I am actually going to bring the other red in, I think, and see if I can get that to move. So not that red, but this red. Let's see, so we'll start back at where we were. And let's see how, yeah. Right, so that's definitely moving differently. And it's definitely a different colour too. Whoops. So it is all about playing and getting to know your pens. I do quite often have a bit of paper that I try it out on first, which I obviously didn't this time, but is obviously a good idea. I'm getting happier. I didn't want to put it on that lovely background if I didn't like it very much. Okay, so that's moved lovely. I'm going to come in and just add the red around the edge, nice and carefully, around the edge of my petals, where the double lines are. And then I think I'm going to follow what Jo had done on her tag, where she had splattered the background. So I'm going to do that with the reds. I'm going to do it with both reds, actually. Let's have the green. And just do a bit of green as well. Get that to move. Don't forget as well, you can do it with the paler green of the pen as well, like we did earlier. Oops, caught the red there. If you do that, so I just caught the red, so I'm going to make it wet, and then you should really do it with a nice clean bit of kitchen roll. But you can lift the colour away with some water, and then you can come back in and make it green. So we've lost the red from it. But if you do it with kitchen roll, you'll get a much nicer result rather than a dirty old rag. I really must wash them. Okay, now this is going to go down on the cream background. So I want the colour around the edge. I think I'm going to go with green. I was going to go with red, but I think I'm going to go with green because I think it'll be a bit too reddy if I do red, because I'm going to splatter with red. So I'm just going down the lines and I'm going round like I did before, just with the brush, and just to soften around the edge. Wipe the brush off so that you can move that colour but soften it again. So we're moving it, taking the colour off, and then just softening it away. And it really is worth, just do that first bit of colour first, clean your brush, and then just soften that off. And then you can give these a chance to dry before you put your cards together as well. So like obviously I'm going to put mine together, but it's not a bad idea just to let everything dry off a little bit. Let's just bring the colour in. Whoa, caught the pink again. Make sure you clean your brush off. Just soften that colour around, come back in, take those harsh lines away, and I'm just going to put a little bit more green down there, and hopefully, there we go. Right, so I don't want green splats, so I'm quite happy with how that looks. In fact, I think it looks rather lovely. And can you just, I mean, look at how beautiful it is still foiled. Just gorgeous. Now, this could be a lovely birthday card. Nothing wrong with it being a birthday card, but I do want it to be a Christmas card. So I'm going to put some red down on my board and I'll splodge it with water. So I'm just getting some water out of my brush. And then I can do it with this one actually. Pick up all that loose splodgy water, which is on my brush now, and I just tap down with my scissors, and that will allow lots of little specks, little splatters. And because I only want little splatters, I don't want it to be too big or anything. It's absolutely fine doing it with my brush and my scissors, and you just literally keep going until you're happy with how it looks, and I am now. So let's wipe up that red so I don't get my card in it, and where this is all red I'm just going to squeeze some water through, if it'll come through, and just wash the nib off until it comes through and there's no more colour coming off. So that's fine, that's clean now. Even though it's stained, it's fine. Okay, so we now have a lovely, splattered tag. So you can see all those lovely details. I'm going to put a bit of cardboard on this, and I'll cut that in half down either side, so that should be all right. Now this is a little bit wet, and I don't want to turn it over to put the glue the cardboard on it, and the splats not be dry. So I'm just going to give it a blast, because I don't want to smudge my splats. And you can see where the water has come through, so we'll just dry that, which is why it's a good idea to let this dry naturally before you put your cards together. But you can heat the back and just tell it it's going to lay nice and flat. Okay, so now we're going to put our bits of cardboard on. So it raised our tag up, so we've given the card some interest. Put that in the middle. Not sure that'll fit. No, it's too wide. Let's just, in fact, you probably get away with cutting that in half. Do half each side. A bit of glue as near to the edge as we can. And the same for this one. Okay, so then we can bring our card back in, make sure I've got it up the right way. Some glue all on the back of our cardboard. And let's stick that down. I could add a bit of ribbon. Do you know what I think I'm going to? I think I've got... Would it look all right with tartan? Let's see. So So we just tie a knot, cut the end, tie a little knot, and then cut the other end. Don't think that would look too bad. Let's see what we think. I won't stick it on. I want to cut, now I'm going to cut a joy on tie. So I want, shall I have, I think I'll have the joy out of this. Oh, I know what I might have, hold on. Oh, I do. I have a bit of red mirror for the outside and then a gold joy. Right, so I know I'm using a hexagon that I had already cut, but it's a nice bit of gold. So I'm going to trim this down. I might actually get 2 out of that then. Okay, so my shim and my bit of gold and my word at an angle. And I will push this through. And I'm sorry if I wobble you. I should really use the other machine, shouldn't I? Sorry. It's because my camera is on my table. I could put it on my shelf, but when I had it on my shelf before, it pulled it off. Okay, so that all looks nicely cut through. Let's just put the profile die, the solid outline die through. And I only need to go through with this once because it's not intricate. So that'll cut that out beautifully. First off, got a hairy bit. Right, let's move my out of the way. Okay, so first up, I'm going to put my, first of all, I'm going to pull all the horrible hairy bits off that you get when you die cut foiled card. Just make it all look nice. Right, so then I'm going to pop this down here. So I won't need the tartan ribbon, will I? I think it might get in the way. We'll see. Glad I didn't stick it down straight away. So we'll put some glue over our joy. Don't need to do the end pieces. Make sure I cover all the wording. That'll be fine. And then we'll take the joy die off of here. Oh, the dots in the dots come out, so the dot is in the die. So I'll get that out in a moment. And just take your time, especially because this is non-shed glitter card, and non-shed glitter card has a lot of plastic in it, and so it lifts it delaminates the foil from the card very easily. So just take your time taking this out, and it is good to work from the back because you can see it's much easier to see. It's delaminated there. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean. Right, okay, so can you see where the foil has actually come away from the card? So the gold foil has come off the card. So all I need to do is add a little bit of glue. If I can lift that up. That's way too much. If I just put it on with my finger and then pop that down, it delaminates really easily, and it's because it's the no shed glitter card. Doesn't happen with the other one. The one that the glitter it doesn't actually come off as much. It doesn't. I did notice a little bit this morning. But so if it's non-shed, it's got a lot of plastic in it, and it can quite often make the top layer of the foil come off. It doesn't happen with this, which isn't non-shed, but it doesn't come off a lot. Okay, so a bit of card. Can't find my bit of card. Let's use this. This a bit of cardboard will do. Put some glue out. Touch, especially the end curly bits. Oh, it's coffee time. Things always start to go wrong when it's nearly coffee time. In fact, it's 12 o'clock, it's gone coffee time. That's what it is. Okay. But I didn't really plan on, I wasn't going to do 3 cards, but then when I saw this one, oh, are you seeing this? Yes, you are, good. When I started making this one yesterday, and I just thought, oh, it's going to be such a lovely card and just such a great idea. I really wanted to share it. Right, this is when you have to be careful that you haven't got too much glue on your fingers and you're actually lifting it off. So that's, and it was the right way to do it foil on, glitter onto foil, because it sticks a lot better. Now, oh, right, you're going to have to bear with me. My doorbell is going and it's the postie. 2 secs. I am so sorry. Okay, so I've put a splodge of glue down. I am so sorry about that. I hope you're all here with me. Okay, so my gold dot is still in the top of my die. So I pushed it out. It did go, oh, there you go, gold side up. Pick it up, drop it into the glue. And just dab with your finger a few times and you'll get rid of most of the glue. And you can leave it because it will dry clear. Okay. So I don't know whether there's not really room. No, I'm going to leave it off. Okay, let me wipe that glue up. Oh dear. I don't know. And it was all because I was supporting my friend as well. I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so that was that card, which I hope you enjoyed. I know my doorbell's been so annoying. And it just doesn't stop. And 9 times out of 10, the postie puts his finger on the doorbell too hard. And it just goes and goes and goes. They think it's hilarious. Anyway, okay, so let me clear up. Let me show you what we've made. I mean, I don't think this is bad from birthday cards to Christmas cards. It just shows how versatile they are. And I hope you've had a lovely morning. I know I have. Don't forget that the list of stockists is on the other post that I said about the live. Let me just flip the camera. Wait 1 second. Oh, okay. I really did enjoy that. I've had a lovely time and I now have 5 Christmas cards, so that's great. I hope you've really enjoyed it. Please go check them out. If you don't have any, then go treat yourself to some. And if you do have some, you might want to treat yourself because there are some very good offers around at the moment. Now, I have one other thing to tell you, and you need to be quick. Anybody who watched my demo where I made the cards die cutting and foiling with the fab foilers. They are going to be back in stock with Dragon's Papercraft, but if they're not in stock now, he's expecting the delivery this morning. Bear with me and let me just update his page and let me see. Right. Oh no, I don't know if that means they're in stock or not. Bear with me a minute, sorry. I was trying to have it all ready so I could show you. Right, let's go to that. Okay, the order might not have arrived yet because it's still saying out of stock. Yeah, it's still saying out of stock. If you want some, if you contact Paul at Dragon's Papercraft, he will have some sometime today or over the weekend. But if you saw the video that I did where you can die cut the fab foil and then foil it through your laminator using any of your dies, which is how we've got the little sentiments foiled, got the big happy foiled, I cut the frame out and foiled that. You can go back and watch the video, but they are due in today. So I did say that I would shout out and let you all know. Again, don't forget the creator cards and my beautiful necklace. Look, how clever is that? How beautiful is it? And it's just arrived. I'm going to show you very quickly. Marion from Sugar and Spice made it, and she has a store on Craft Space, and I have just got, shouldn't really show you them, should I? Because they're going to be Christmas presents. But oh, they're so clever. And she's made them out of glass. And this one particularly, hang on, she's put a little bit of protection over the, oh, I don't want to spoil it because it's going to be a present. Right, I can pop it out the bottom, but look, it's even got a little heart fused in it. It's fused glass. It's just amazing. But she's got her site on Craft Space, I think it was called. Yeah, they're just amazing. So go check them out. But thank you for joining me. Don't forget about the creator cards. I hope you've had a lovely morning. I know I have. Have a fabulous weekend. The sun's shining at the moment, fingers crossed. And I will see you again soon. I will be back on next week, and I forgot what I was going to do. I'm going to do a foilables next week. So I will be back on. I will let you know the date and time, but I'll do an evening. But have a lovely weekend, and thank you so much for joining me. I've really appreciated it. And have a lovely weekend. Take care. Bye.